Hey YouTube, how are you? Well, it's July, what is it? The 3rd. So happy July 4th to you guys. I hope you're having a great weekend. Well, we shot Sir Walter, USPSA on Saturday, which was yesterday. And this was the first match using the Shadow 2 AccuShadow that I recently got. And I decided to do that because the weight limit is 59 ounces. And I know that heavier guns help my hands feel better. I recently got a new job that's very labor intensive. So the hands have been gotten worse. If it wasn't for the hands, I would not switch because it's expensive. It's much better off just sticking with the SIGs. But the hands were getting progressively worse really fast. This gun is super heavy. Every single tungsten part that Nathan sells, I put on this gun and on a few other guns that I ended up purchasing. So we're going to be right at that weight limit. But with that being said, I can shoot this thing for hours and don't even feel it in my hands the next day. So definitely the way we're going to go. I'm going to shoot until I physically can't shoot anymore. But anyway, this match went extremely well. There's one stage I bumped the safety up. Other than that, everything went really well. I don't have any complaints. The gun feels amazing. Just not enough time about it, behind it. So there's one instance where I bumped the safeties up. I had the flat safeties on. I bumped the safety up, couldn't really figure out what it was. So it was like a 5-second pause, which really hurt my score, to be honest with you. I finished 21st overall, 4th in CO. So that 5 seconds really hurt pretty bad. We were all kind of jammed up within 96, within 4% of the winner, who was Matt. Congrats to him. He's a hell of a shooter. So anyway, enjoy it. I am going to talk through each stage of this match, and I'll see you in a bit. Here we go. So we started on stage number 2. We're going to start on stage number 2. We're just going to go with the flow of the match because that's the way I had the video done. Stage 2 was a time of 1901, hit factor of 5.2604, 17 alphas, 5 Charlies, and that was a 4th place CO finish. I haven't shot the gun, like really at all. So this is the first time shooting it with optics besides sighting it in. And I will say for the first 3 or 4 stages, it just felt awkward. The gun being heavier, I just wasn't used to it. It's all the only way I can describe it is it made everything feel kind of weird. But overall, the stage went well. A little hesitation on moving on the disappearing target, but I still got good hits on it. So check it out. Here we go.
Ready. Stand by. Are you ready? Stand by.
Stage 3 is the one that I bumped the safety up on, and I went straight to the safe table and literally changed it out right there, and put the other safety that comes with the Shadow 2s. The AccuShadows is a little wider one. Worked perfect. I had them in originally, but then I was like, well, shoot, in Carryoptics, I don't need a safety. But I ended up putting them back in just so I can have an index with the thumb and not do that again. Stage 3 was a time of 24:13. It should have been more like 19. Hit factor of 4.3100, 17 alphas, 6 Charlies, 1 Delta, and that's a 6th place finish. These were really good stages. Probably the best that this match has ever put on. This match is really, really good always. Every month is awesome. But man, these stages were just above and beyond. Out of the 8 stages, I think 5 of them had movers on it. So it was just like props to them. It's just an awesome, awesome match. And I was really glad I made the trip on this one. So stage 3, here we go.
Are you ready? Stand by. Unload still clear. Range is clear. 2.5.
Stage number 4 was a really cool stage. I think this one was designed by Ben Berry. It had a flow, but it took a while for me to find it with the walkthrough. It was a very challenging stage. Just really trying to figure out the best way to shoot it. I do think I shot it well. There was a bit of movement where I was moving on attack targets that was a bit delayed. Just again, feeling awkward. After I was done with the stage, I was actually like, man, I just feel so weird. Could be the gun, could be the lack of practice. Most likely that's the culprit. Like I said, because I've just been working so many hours, I just haven't had a lot of time to dry fire. So we're still adjusting to the new schedule. But stage 4 was a time of 22.27 seconds, head factor of 4.5802, 14 Alpha, 10 Charlie, 2 Delta, and that was a 10th place finish. Let's see, that's all. Yeah, that's all I want to talk about on this. There was one mover, a swinger, but it wasn't bad at all. All right, here we go.
Are you ready? Stand by. If finished, unload your pick. If clear, hammer down, post. Range is clear, 22-27.
Still.
Stage number 5 is our normal big old field course. Man, this one was a lot of fun. I'm still getting used to the double action. So there was a makeup shot. I think it was on this one, on that first piece of steel, but irregardless if it was or wasn't, that double action still is a bit weird, but not too bad because I shot the Tanfos for a while. Not a whole lot to say about the stage. It went relatively well. I don't think there's a couple of makeups. I still have to work on the zero of the gun. Other than that, I think it went good. So it was a time of 26.17, head factor of 5.5025, 24 Alpha, 8 Charlie, and that was a 4th place finish in CO. Here we go.
Stand by. Range is clear, 2617.
All right, so this is a very cool stage. Starting on the X's, we had to run up and activate the drop down port to start spinning the Polish plate rack. I believe I counted 11 shots on 8 steel, so you know, 3 misses, but our time was, stage 6, 8.08 seconds, hit factor of 4.9505, 8 alphas, and that was good enough for a 6th place CO finish. So here we go. This was a lot of fun.
Ready? Stand by. All right, and finish. Make ready for your next string. Shooter ready. Stand by.
Stage 7 was our classifier. This is one of the older ones. I think it's called Tight Squeeze, if I remember correctly. Stage 7, a time of 8.20, hit factor of 7.3171, 12 alphas. I cleaned it. 2nd place finish in CO, but it was still only like a 71%. It was 222, Virginia count, reload 222. They're just shot to death. So I honestly haven't even checked my classification in, man, probably about 6 months or so. So who knows where it's at. But anyway, as far as points, stage went good, execution went well, reload went good, which, you know, these magwells tend to be a bit tighter. But overall, I was real happy with it. So here we go.
Ready? Stand by. Finish, unload and show clear. Hammer down, holster, clear. Shooter ready. Stand by.
Oh, man, was this a fun stage. Stage 8, time of 1784, hit factor of 5.9417, 14 alpha, 12 Charlie, and that was good enough for a 5th place finish. I dropped a lot of points, but I looked at Dan Dorian, friend of mine, and I was like, hey, let's go for it. And he said, okay, let's do it. So I really let loose a little bit and dropped more points than I want for sure. But one thing is, it took forever for that popper to fall, and I almost went back to hit it again. You'll see where I was starting to wait for the swinger. I went back to hit it again, and the swinger actually came out, and I had to take a makeup shot on it because I couldn't call the first one. But other than that, man, the stage went real well. This was a really, really fun stage. So anyway, check it out. Here we go.
Are you ready? Stand by. Finished. Unload, show clear.
I didn't think that thing was coming out.
Are you ready? Stand by. Finished. Unload, show clear.
I didn't think that thing was coming out. So again, I think Sir Walter really pulled out all the stops on this match. Really awesome props, a lot of work on each stage. Stage 1 is an all steel stage, and it actually has a pull down like executioner level lever where you pull it down and a whole wall drops, and at the same time a swinging plate target starts to swing. So really ingenious stuff and so much fun to shoot. So stage 1, I finished with a time of 15:43, hit factor of 4.5366, 14 alphas, and that was good enough for a 3rd place finish. There was a lot of makeups, which I still think the zero of my gun is not exactly where I want it. Usually I zero upper A head box shots at 25 yards, and that just is a natural point of aim for me. So if it's a little bit off from there, it really throws me for a loop, because I called all good shots on this, but they were just right off the edge. So we'll fix that here in the next week or so whenever I get back out to the range. But anyway, stage 1, enjoy. This is going to be a fun one.
You ready? Stand by. Unloaded, so cleared. It's clear, hammer down, holster. Time, 1543. Are you ready? Stand by. It's clear, hammer down, holster. Time, 15.
Guys, that wraps up Sir Walter. Sorry for the delay in the videos. Hopefully we can get back to a more normal schedule as I start to figure out my work schedule. Congrats to Matt Madsen for the Carryoptics win. I was 96.91% of him in 4th place. So, you know, we'll see you next month. With that being said, you know, I never really wanted to switch from the SIGs. I didn't think I would. But this is the right route for me. Yes, it was expensive. I do have the Carryoptics SIGs for sale. They are back in their stock trim. All the heavy parts have been sold. I am, as of right now, planning to keep the Bully. But there has been a lot of messages asking me if I would sell it. If I would, it would be the cost of parts and the gun. Because I would really want it to go to somebody who knew what they were doing and be able to continue to develop it. Because it is a really, really cool gun, in my opinion. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. But as far as right now, the stock 320s, the Legions, are in stock trim and ready to ship off to a new home. So if you're down for something like that, hit me up on Instagram and let me know at shootfaster, SHOOTFSTR. And I will see you next week. I think I might shoot a classifier match. That's the only thing really going on the second weekend. There's also MCRC in Columbia, South Carolina, but that is a haul for me. But it is a great match, so we might do that. We'll surprise you. See you soon. Bye.